Yo, did you guys hear that song? That shit is hot. Selfish. Shameless self-promotion. If you like that song, check out The Rewrites at The Rewrites. That is a band that I am a part of. Check us out. Coming to a town near you. But yeah, welcome back. Thank you guys for joining us again. Whoever's watching, if you're clicking on this again. Just still calling this Full Heel Football for now. This is our third episode. We're still on the air. We're still here. Non-stop. We got a hot hand going, so we're coming at you again. But there's been a lot going on. Last week, well, actually, before I start getting into it, I'm too excited right now. And these fucking dogs. You hear these dogs?
The block is hot.
Chicago don't know how to be quiet, man. But I am Frankie, the host of this thing, I guess. Officially, I don't know. I don't know how to claim that. I feel weird claiming that, but
we are CR7 here.
We're here with Andres,
Yo.
with Johnny, the boy. Of course, Donkeytron gave us the keys to the studio again. Shout outs to the Full Heel and the Full Heel Network. Check out all the stuff on there with the Average Joes and all of the WWE action. Shout out to Mondo. He's in the back chilling over here,
the
too.
Fight Companions.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on since the last 7 days.
There's champions.
And we'll start, I guess, with the most entertaining or the most, I guess, important at the moment. Match day 4 of the Champions League. So this is where they begin the round robin. At this point, all the teams in the groups have played each other, and now they're going to play each other again.
Yeah, can you pull those up for us, Rafa? The Champions League groups?
Yeah, same matchups as the last match day.
The matches,
yeah.
The groups, there you go.
No, where you had it before.
Do it.
Not a lot of surprises, though.
Yeah, and actually, that's one of the things I wanted to start off with, because what we started to do in the last 2 episodes is finish the show with picks. Yo, guys, we were off on the picks a lot.
Nah, I think I got some.
No,
on
well,
what? On,
let me,
on
let
which
me,
one?
Let me start. Let me just start. No, we kind of we got
the Champions League. I'm sorry.
No, let's start. Well, as far as picks, I definitely called Barcelona and Madrid winning last weekend, and none of that happened. Barcelona choked and lost, and Madrid couldn't capitalize, and they tied.
A lot of big teams lost.
All the big teams. We took all the big teams in the easy picks, and it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Bayern lost.
It was one of those crazy days where everyone loses, everyone wins.
Bayern got blown out, and they fired their coach. So we were off last week. I do apologize. You see, even when you watch a lot of this stuff, you never know. You never know what can happen, right? At some point, like the last time, right? Or was that this? No, that was this week. Oh, man, we'll get into that. I guess we'll start there. Chelsea versus Ajax was in this one, guys.
Champions League, yeah.
4-4 is what this game finished.
And
I'll start with this game for a couple reasons, because we finished last show talking about VAR, right? And VAR, man, it's been hit or miss, predominantly in England. In England, they've been using it terribly. It's not working out. Their calls have been bad. There was another bad one this weekend that we'll get into later, but somehow Ajax gets 2 red cards in the same play.
And a penalty.
I saw that one.
And so they play with 9 men for 30 minutes. The score was 4-2, right? 4-2 when they got the 2 red cards.
4-2.
And then Chelsea comes back to tie it 4-4. I mean, from a neutral perspective, 8 goals.
Fun game.
Right?
Interesting match, yeah.
You're like, hell yeah, I want to see 8 goals. But,
yeah,
man, what did you guys think of that call? I guess we'll start with that match. What did you think about that call? Just briefly. We won't spend too much time on it because we got a lot to get to, but what did you guys think about that? I mean, I think, I'll start. I think Blind deserved the red card because he fouled somebody. He fouled 2 different fouls on that play, and it was.
He also had like 15 fouls in the whole game.
So I see that one, but to give the other guy, first of all, to call it a penalty, I think is maybe debatable because that ball
this call.
That ball is deflected before it hits his wrist. So, like, he was moving one way before it takes a deflection and it hits him, right? And then, but to then give him a yellow card and send him off too, man, I don't know. I don't agree with it. I think it was too harsh. I think it was harsh on Ajax. What do you guys think?
I think Ajax was comfortably winning until that, made it hard for them just to go down 9 men.
I think a lot of people won't make a lot of it, but it was just bad decision making. I don't know. Like, you see it and you're like,
From the referees or from the players?
from the ref. That was from the ref. I feel like,
Not bad as well.
cause
That's a triple punishment, is what the
yeah,
Ajax players were
cause he
saying.
came back and he contested the call so much he gave him another yellow. That's what happened. Cause he already got it from the slide,
I
right?
think
Or
if-
from
no.
the hand or whatever.
I think Veltman had a yellow card before already, and then when
No, he
It was
had just
harsh.
given it to him. He gives
I
it
think
to
it
him
was-
in the same play.
I
No,
think it was harsh. And
doesn't he
Ajax-
give it? Put it up. Doesn't
Ajax
he give it
should've
to him
won.
in the same play?
But to even give him a yellow card for that handball, like it wasn't in any way intentional. He was moving one way and it took a deflection.
The Ajax Chelsea, which one?
Yeah, there's 2 red cards. That's what we're talking about.
Well, I can't remember the call. Actually, put it up.
It'll come up. We'll put it on. Did they play Wednesday or Tuesday?
Just put
Here, I'll pull
Chelsea,
it up. It's gonna be in
Ajax.
this next one. It's gonna be in this next one. Look, Mira, patience.
Nah, there's something funky going on with the refs and the VAR lately, and it's a little
Consistency.
annoying.
man.
It's a little annoying.
They just have to
Like-
agree on a universal system. Is what I feel.
Yeah, it's kind of sad to see. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. But every game now is something weird. Sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. Like, you know, depending on if it's a big team. It makes it easier to bet on games, to be honest with you. And I think that's what's really going on.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? They're like, man, if fucking Juve doesn't win this game, they fuck them up.
How's that for a hot take, guys?
Yeah.
But
If
hey,
fucking
that's-
Chelsea, if Chelsea doesn't win this 4-2.
The Mafia.
Yeah.
The mafia. But hey, they proved
Look
that
at, we put it up finally. There we go.
they proved that at least in 2010, and we're talking World Cup, that there was games that were fixed. So
Abraham had an own goal. Look, we put the whole highlights.
it was 1-1 in the first 10 minutes for the Chelsea Ajax game.
Ooh, Pulisic's caused the penalty. Yeah, I remember this. This was the best game. Maybe one of the best games of the season, though. I want you to know. This game,
Exciting, yeah.
yeah, this one, it's up there. It's up there
Yeah,
for me.
A surprisingly good Chelsea, a youthful
Ooh.
Chelsea
Yeah, but other than that, I don't think there were many surprises.
Jorginho, right?
with the little skip. Look at the little skip he does. His signature little.
Yeah, skip to my loot right there. To the right, boy. Chelsea, I like how with these Frankie called these guys too, though. Chelsea has been impressive, right?
Yeah.
They can score. I mean, they have pieces. They're young
I
though.
don't like
so
Chelsea as a. I mean,
They're
again,
young. That's gonna be their downfall.
but they're
just
really
young.
good.
But they don't have But they still have Conte coming. He played.
No.
See, damn, they're still doing
No,
well.
I mean,
Oh
if
my
Chelsea keep this up,
Mm.
you guys, you think they make, like a surprise semis team?
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
they're gonna.
Yeah, you think so?
What's the group in this? It's Chelsea. They're winning, right? Pull it up. Let me pull
Can
it
you
up.
pull up the standings there, Rafa?
Let me do it.
Yeah.
There you go. Scroll down. It's right here, Johnny, right in front of you. Keep going.
For Chelsea's group.
Group F.
I think they.
No.
I think it should be Chelsea then Ajax. Oh no.
Oh, that's a
it's
tight group.
Ajax. See,
That's
it's
that group is
Ajax.
tight.
7-7-7 with Valencia.
Yeah, everyone's pretty much consistent there.
With 2 matches to go, it's gonna go down to the
Who's
wire.
playing who? Yeah, and Lille, not that easy of a matchup, to be honest.
You know what's another tight group? That Barca.
Graham, Group H is interesting.
Hold on, we'll get to that. Let's just look at this debatable call right now,
Oh, we're still watching this call.
and then we'll move on from this game.
That was the goal?
No. Right now is where they get the double red card
2-4.
comes right here. Actually,
Look at this, Mondo. Don't say nothing, but
okay, that's a foul there.
look at watch how they give
Another
him the
foul.
red card. Look it up. Let's see that shit. Look. Handball, apparently.
So
What?
okay,
This
okay.
guy gives him the yellow, and he's like, what?
Okay, no, that one, that one. Okay, I'll give to you right there. The double yellow. Okay, but look, dude, how? No. How is this a How is this a
Penalty?
handball? Look, it took a deflection, and his arm is next to his body. I don't get it, man.
Yeah, that's not a
And then look,
penalty.
he gives him a second yellow.
That's what I said, Frankie. That's what I thought I said. It was. I told you it was in the same play.
No.
This
He had
is
a
the same play, though.
No, he had a yellow before already.
No, but this is the same play.
Oh yeah, same play. Yeah, all in that same play. They got 2 red cards.
Yeah, it doesn't
They
make
should have just
sense.
stopped that whole sequence at the daily blind red card, and that would have been fine.
Man.
So Chelsea gets off with two players sent off and a penalty
Mhm.
in favor.
Yeah.
How
And that
much?
changed the game completely. 'Cause
Tell me,
Chelsea,
yeah. Tell me how VAR didn't
I don't
have
know,
a decision
man.
in that.
And
Was that VAR up? I don't get what happened
I
there.
want to like this youthful Chelsea. I do. No, and I do.
but they're lucky.
But
or
look
what
at
are you
this,
saying?
man. This was horrendous. How could they do that?
Well, Ajax
Oh,
still has a
Ajax.
lot of good
I didn't even
players.
see
Tell us
all
how
the
you feel,
goals.
guys. Did Chelsea really? Did those two
Nah.
men deserve? Okay, Daley Blind definitely deserved to be sent off, I think. But did Veltman deserve that second yellow to be, and then a penalty?
Debatable.
Ugh.
I mean, Chelsea still had to score the goals, but it's a lot easier when you get 2 men down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
the only other two. I mean, next week Real Madrid made it rain on Galatasaray. I don't really think we there's too much to talk about other than one.
Well, there you go.
It was a
a lot.
surprising
lot.
result because Real Madrid is coming off drawing over the weekend, so I didn't expect them to go off like that. And then not only did they go off,
That's a big scoreline.
they got 3 goals from this kid Rodrigo, who's 18, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I honestly didn't know anything about him other than he played at Santos.
What's
Is this just that Gala sucks? Are they bad? Or is this kid for real too? Because some people are saying he's better than Vinicius now.
I just brought up how he's got more goals now. I'm like, what happened to
Yeah.
Vinicius? He hasn't scored, and he be playing and not scoring. So now it brings up some competition. I didn't find it too funny that Madrid won 6-0 at Galatasaray. I mean, it's Galatasaray sleeper, but Madrid can
No Falcao.
always. Yeah, I mean, they can always win, especially there. But Rodrigo, yeah, hat trick at 18. I mean, that's notable, I guess, to point out for the
I think
this
that's
year's
younger than
champs.
Raul. Or
Well, I think what you
Yeah.
said, Andres,
Something
earlier
like
in the
that.
week
perfect
was
hat trick too.
perfect
was
hat
good.
trick.
I think Rodrigo's just a better finisher,
Yeah,
right?
he just finishes.
Vinicius is a good Vinicius.
Good dribbler.
He's
Yeah,
more
he's
of
a good winger.
striker, and I don't know. He's like winger striker. Yeah.
Honestly, if those two find a connection, you can see Vinicius to Rodrigo.
Nah.
partnership.
Right now, we're saying Rodrigo might have passed him. He's passing now to Benzema all day because Benzema's. I mean, Madrid was going on still. I mean, they have options, but I saw my boy Tony Cruz was at a GQ cover lately.
They were saying that if they get Mbappe, it's gonna be Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Mbappe forward.
That sounds like a pretty.
That'd be a fast.
In a couple
that would be a
years,
very
you know?
fast,
Nah.
forward line.
Nah.
I guess we'll go to this match next. since
I'll
it came
rather
up.
put Bale for sure up there.
Bale in China.
So yeah, no,
Nah.
Real Madrid blew them out. Rodrigo looks like he can be, he looks like actually a pretty sound investment. Real Madrid went to buying youthful,
Might pay off. A little
I
too
guess like
early.
prodigious youthful guys, and hey, they could still bring Odegaard back.
That was a funky ass VAR decision there too.
Where?
The Galatasaray game with Madrid.
Oh, the soft penalty.
Yeah, that was not a penalty either. And then there was nothing called, and then they came back and called the foul that was never called for the penalty.
Yeah, VAR.
It was weird.
There's one big VAR decision we'll talk about from this weekend later, but
There's
right now we're
more.
watching Juventus play
We
Lokomotiv.
watched this one too already.
Lokomotiv Moscow.
We're
Juventus didn't come out with the win until the very last minute on a spectacular goal and run from Costa, right? Douglas Costa, who's rarely been playing.
He's been injured a lot.
Didn't he spit on somebody last year? He spit on somebody last year and was suspended for a while and they didn't play him. But that's what happens when you spit on somebody. You can't be going around spitting on people.
It's what happens when you play at Germany for a year and then you come to fucking Italy.
But no, yeah, Juventus won. Spectacular goal at the end.
Hot take.
Juventus I bring up because 3 teams are now qualified, guys. Juventus, Bayern Munich, and PSG are officially qualified for the knockout stages of the Champions League. Bayern Munich won, right, 2-0 against Olympiacos. PSG also won, right?
Yeah.
They won 1-0
1-0
against Club Brugge.
Navas blocked the easy penalty to block, but he still got to block it.
So
And
then,
who scored for them?
For PSG?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Icardi.
Oh, yeah.
Was it? Yeah, Mauro
Yeah.
Icardi. Yeah.
Again.
So those 3 teams, 3 giants, I think you guys would agree, are through already.
Yeah.
Real Madrid is probably, after starting shaky, is probably going to go through as well.
But as a
Yeah.
second place team in the group, that could be a tricky opponent.
The
Then
groups
we
for champions. Can you put the groups, Rafa? Yeah, because we're all over the place right now. I feel like we're skipping through games and groups.
Well, because I don't want to spend too much time on it, and I don't
On
want to
the
necessarily
champions?
go. I don't
Just
necessarily.
big
Then just
surprise.
go over the groups and we'll see whatever happens.
Well, because the other thing too, though. So
Ooh, Cristiano with the Ramsey goal.
let me take it from here, though. The other big game, I think the best game, other than the 4-4 Chelsea Ajax, the 3-2 Dortmund at Inter. We had been talking about Inter, right, and how good they
Raining.
can be. And they started hot. They were up 2-0. 2-0 is the most dangerous scoreline in soccer, guys. 2-0. Within 20 minutes, I think. They went up from, Lautaro Martinez scored again.
Yeah.
And they went up on another goal. And then 3 goals. 2 from Hakimi. Achraf Hakimi scores
Random.
2. And Dortmund storms back and wins 3-2. That group
Very
is
tight.
very tight because Barcelona tied at home to
Should have won.
Slavia Prague, guys.
That was the. What group is that?
That's the one right there. Group
F.
F. Barcelona's still up 8 points. Dortmund's got 7. Inter's got 4.
And Barca has to play Inter at Inter. So
Yeah, man. Barcelona, unacceptable, man.
if they're on this current
Yeah.
form, who knows?
They got a tough group though. That's the group of death, and it was always called the group of death.
I think
That one.
Andres earlier today
Right?
or yesterday floated the question, Europa for Barcelona. It's very possible. It's very, very
If they
possible.
Well, no, we were
lose and
just-
tie,
okay,
Yeah, if they lose
well,
and tie, yeah.
What we were really saying is that Barca has 8, and it's tight 7 and 4,
If
and they play.
If they stay at 9 points, they tie one game, lose one game.
Yeah, the problem is they're playing teams that are
Dortmund
look
or-
like they're kryptonite teams.
You
Type
know,
of teams.
here's why
for us.
Here's why I think.
least for me.
Here's why I think Dortmund and Barca go through.
Dortmund and Barca. Let's hear this one.
Inter is already starting to stall a little bit, and I don't want to say stall because that makes
Yeah.
it sound bad, but
Conte called them out. It was some weird
That-
shit. It was some
Conte's already saying he doesn't have the players and enough depth to go far in both.
He's just saving himself though.
He's doing what he's done in his last 2 teams, right? And like early. So I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So I don't know what he's talking about, because we've been talking about sleeper team possibly, right? But Barcelona's form right now, guys, terrible.
Siffy.
Just complete disconnect. We'll talk about it later when we talk about their loss.
We can talk about it right now. I mean, in
Well,
the
let's
group,
finish.
in
Let's
the
wrap
group,
up the
the
Champions
group.
League.
I feel like the group we're saying is the group of death. It was always called, and then now we're seeing that.
You're right. It was called the Group of Death.
Yeah, now we're seeing that Inter can sneak a win, because Dortmund just beat Inter, I guess. So now Dortmund has Barca and Slavia, and now Barca still has Inter and Slavia.
No, in Dortmund.
Oh, sorry, Inter and they tied to Slavia.
Yep.
So wow, and that's one of their only 2 points against Barca. Tight group. That's tight.
Yep.
Tight. That's the group's tight.
Take that how you want it. But then we're also watching now flashes. Man City tied to Atalanta. I think Man City still got that group, right? No matter what. But this was kind of a
This group is the garbage group. What do you mean? Look at this.
yeah,
10,
they're up, they got 10
5,
points, right? But this
1.
was kind of a shock result,
Very
don't you
easy
think?
No. I mean, City's bound to, drop it back
City.
here and
Someone
there.
got injured. I don't know. They've been acting.
Oh
up.
yeah,
That's
good,
a big injury
good
right there.
point. And actually, a great point, Johnny. Ederson went off at halftime.
Yeah.
Then Claudio Bravo came in and got a red card.
Yeah,
And
how you
Kyle
like
Walker.
that one? How you like that
and
one?
Kyle
man?
Walker played goalie. It was amazing.
There's some funny videos on him.
Had 2 or 3 saves, guys.
He didn't know how to play goalkeeper. His
Mars-
teammate told him, lie down for 5 seconds, waste time.
But Ederson going
He
down.
snapped, dude. He's underrated. I was saying Kyle Walker is underrated, and now he's over here playing goalie, makeshift goalie.
No,
He's
I
a
think this
beast.
is a shock result for other reasons. It's got effects and other things that we'll talk about later. But no, yeah, Man City's already won that group.
I
Juve's,
think, yeah.
Juve's through.
Mm.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
I don't know
right.
how I neglected to talk about Man City going through. They're clearly already through, I think.
Yeah, they're through. No one's really.
10, 5, 5,
They're
1.
not going to drop down.
Shakhtar
So who's
and
going
Dinamo.
up second then? Shakhtar? Let's make our pick right now. Pick
Shak-
right now for Group C. It's going to be Man City for sure. And then Dun, 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 dun.
I'll go with Shakhtar, man. Shakhtar's been there before.
Shakhtar.
Shakhtar's one of
Frankie,
those teams that consistently, not consistently necessarily, but
Yeah,
you.
I think so.
Who I don't know who they have in that team, but we're going
man.
with.
I'd have a hard time naming a player too, but
Yeah,
Zagreb
well,
isn't in one of those teams.
They're kind of even.
And
did
Atalanta
it.
is dead.
They tied 2-2 this week in a pretty entertaining game too. I think each team got a red card, but it finished 2-2, and it was pretty entertaining for a little bit too.
So City comes in a man down for this Liverpool game, and we'll get to that soon enough. But that's just champs for you. I mean,
You can't predict it.
it takes it away from you, dude. You got to travel to Italy and then play on a Tuesday night, and you just played Saturday or
Yeah,
Sunday.
That's why you have a lot of wild results.
Right? You get one day off. You're like, damn, playing tomorrow.
Yeah, man, a lot of segues could be made here because you're talking about congestion and how much these guys have to play, and we'll talk about that a little bit later too, because Jurgen Klopp definitely doesn't like all the games that have to be
Damn,
played.
there's a lot of crazy shit going on. Put that next group up. What else is popping?
Atletico lost, guys. What's up? Atletico's
That's
kind of in a
group
funk, right?
D. They still can win. Look, that group is still winnable for them. Frankie. Juventus 10, Atletico 7.
Oh wow, I didn't know they had that
Yeah,
many
look at
points,
that.
but they just lost to Leverkusen 2-1.
But look at Leverkusen. That was their first points.
And then Leipzig, guys. Red Bull Leipzig is up in that group too. Liverpool won
That
2-1.
was-
The
and-
Ox
and
scored
what
again. The
Liverpool?
Ox.
What? Oh, you went to Liverpool group? Go down, Rafa?
Do you want
That's right there, Group E.
You want to start
Oh, I
talking about
can't see
Liverpool then?
Not yet.
No.
Just
We
in the
skipped
just
Group
in the
D?
Champions League.
We skipped Group D or what? Cause I seen Group D.
Is Juventus and Atletico probably going through?
Yeah. All right. That's easy money then. We're
Yeah,
calling?
no, yeah, because
Alright.
Lokomotiv's got 3 points. Yeah, it's over. Bayer just got their first win, Leverkusen. And then we have Group E where Liverpool's got up 9 points right now.
Let
Who
me
do they-
see. Napoli, right?
Yep.
Yeah. 8.
Napoli, yep. Napoli's got 8.
And Napoli plays Liverpool the last game of the season so that'll be interesting. That one might go either way. The Liverpool Napoli,
But we
or
got-
even Red Bull was my sleeper pick, I guess, or was it the
but
other
that-
Red
but
Bull?
no, no,
There's
no.
two.
This is Red Bull Salzburg, the
This
one
is
from
the one
Austria,
that-
and this is the only one. The only thing really.
This has Haaland?
Yep, the only thing worth noting here is Erland. Is that his first name?
Ireland, yeah.
Erland Haaland
He's a
is
sleeper.
9
Yeah.
goals. Is that how many he's got?
He
9?
broke the record for something. Yeah, for
9
the youngest.
goals.
No,
Wow.
I thought it was 7. I thought
7?
He scored in everything.
I thought it was 7.
7. Regardless, he scored in every single game, right? And in one, he had a hat trick, right?
He scored 2 hat tricks, so
He's-
that's 6,
he's
and then he
18?
had 2 more goals after that.
8 goals.
No.
And he's
No.
what,
Oh, yeah.
16?
And I think he has 7 or 8.
But regardless,
16?
he's 18 years old.
18?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
But you see, those teams are good because like they know what they're playing for. Like they're playing for their star. Like Haaland, like he's been looking phenomenal. He's been looking
his
like
finishing is like 99 already.
He looks like he could be
he
an old
looks
school-
crazy. He looks funny. He
An
looks
old school number
cool.
9, right?
Yeah.
Just in the box.
Nah, he's funky.
Target man.
He's funky.
I think that's the type of player that City need.
Oh, here we go. Look at Shakhtar. We're watching the
Mm.
highlights here. Thrilling
What-
encounter.
These are the
Well,
only
I-
highlights I didn't see, to be honest with you. So
Ukrainian
Shakhtar,
champ.
it was
versus
the same
Croatian
group.
champ.
this is just a small segue into that. In the champs, we keep seeing the same matchups. I mean, we saw Shakhtar with the Man City groups, right? We seen Atletico with Juventus.
A couple times.
We
Yep.
seen fucking Barca with these teams. Nah, I feel like I don't know. It's been weird, but I guess that's the way the rules go
I
with
mean,
the
you
pots.
can see like the change, in these teams. Like City would be like
Shakhtar just played City last year. They're like,
you wouldn't expect the City
Man.
team to,
Elsewhere, Spurs won as well. They beat
Spurs. All right, we're
Red
going-
Star Belgrade
going
4-0. Blew them out. Group G, we have
Where's
Red
the
Bull
Spurs?
Leipzig or RB Leipzig and Lyon battling for those 2 top spots.
Yeah, look at those 2 sleeper teams.
Leipzig is honestly, guys, kind of a pretty good team. They got Timo Werner up top, a couple other guys who can score goals. Look pretty solid in the back. They're doing all right in the Bundesliga. And then another group right there, Group H, Ajax, Chelsea, and Valencia. We talked about earlier, all tied on 7 points. I think
Yeah.
Ajax and Chelsea go through there.
Yep.
Wait up. Let's see the RB and the Lyon.
Yeah.
Group.
I'll say they're just sleeper teams for people. Who does RB have though? You're saying
Timo Werner. They've got Emil Forsberg, who plays for Sweden.
Who's their goalie?
Their goalie, to be honest with you, I don't know off the top of my head.
Lion. They got Depay. I know
Lyon.
Depay.
Lyon.
No, Leon. Leon.
Yeah,
have
I know.
Depay,
I'm
yeah.
saying
Depay. They have Dembele
Zenit
up
can
top.
make it, dude. Zenit. We'll see.
St. Petersburg.
Random team. Benfica's not a bad team. That's a solid group.
I feel like after the next match day, you'll be able to know.
That's a solid group. Benfica can win a game. Tell me not easy in there.
But yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
Random group though.
Got
It's a mix of all fortunes. We got a Portuguese, a Russian, a French, and a German team, right?
It's just
All the languages that
They won't-
CR7 knows. He don't even. I don't know how he knows
We are
German, but he
CR7.
knows.
apparently.
He knows German. Dutch.
Dutch. Everything. And then
Ajax Chelsea, yeah, who's tied? Look, Frankie, 7-7-7.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were just saying.
Lucky sevens. Pull that one up, Rafa. That one's
Tight.
money.
Yeah.
Leo 1 point. Damn.
Yeah,
And
they,
it's-
won't play until
That
after
one's
an
gonna come down to the points too.
international break.
To goals for, goals against. That one's gonna come down to the goals for, goals against.
Yeah, Group of Death and Group H definitely looked like a
There's like
toss-up.
there's like 3 or 4 tight groups. Random. It's nice to see, I guess. It's gonna come down to the wire for some teams.
What's going on this week, Frankie?
Even for Liverpool, it's gonna come down to the wire. But that was the champs or what? In a jiffy?
in a very long jiffy.
Small jiffy.
The next Champions League games, guys, are the 26th and 27th. So in a couple weeks, 2 weeks.
Really? 2 weeks?
Yeah, so we'll talk picks as we get closer. But like we saw, I kind of had low expectations for some of these matches, right? I like Barcelona. I thought for sure at home was gonna blow out.
Yeah. I
They
remember.
always leave that first week.
So that's the
Yeah,
I guess
I thought the matchups were pretty set too, and I was like, it'll be the same as last week. They just played each other, right?
But yeah, no,
Yeah, it was new results. Yeah,
It's the
interesting.
thrill of the Champions League. This is what happens there.
Yep.
Good overall. We'll check in with that next week. But again, already some of the big wigs, the teams you expect already through. Some of the other ones struggling a little bit. We'll see with the whole Barcelona, Inter, Dortmund group of death and how that shakes out. And if
Yeah, that's
Ajax
something
can
to
make
watch.
another deep run, I think they can. But we'll see. They might have to deal with Valencia and there since they've already played Chelsea twice. I guess we'll move on to La Liga. Just briefly too, because there's not a whole lot I want to say about this league right now, other than
Maybe Barca.
chaos, guys. La Liga is in
Barca.
chaos, and a word that we've been using a lot: shambles. Nobody wants to
Yeah.
win this freaking league. Barcelona lost to Levante 3-1. 3-1. The only one showing any signs of life, Messi. The team we've already talked about,
Nah.
at least amongst ourselves, complete disconnect. There's no connection between defense to midfield, no midfield connection to the attack. Messi rocked a shot off a crossbar where he could have passed it to Griezmann, and Johnny thinks that Messi hates Griezmann.
Nah, I don't think. I know.
I know.
Yeah. Nah, but it's not something unsolvable, but it's something that with Barca. There's nothing new we haven't called, but that's not even the main point. Yeah, there's just such a disconnect that you're like,
Who's gonna
how
solve
is
it,
this?
though?
No, they've been just so stale for a long time. They're looking
Stale is a good
old
word.
in the mid, and it's like they're playing younger teams, and then it's just like Suarez is over here, and then Messi's like, I'm just coming back. Is he the midfielder? Is he a forward? And then they're like, if he doesn't do anything, who does anything?
They have Vidal as a false 9.
Piquet just fucking shit up. De Jong is like, damn.
Trying to put the team on his back.
So is it for Valverde?
Yeah.
Or is it the team?
I think
players?
it's a coaching problem,
I
man.
think so
It's-
too, guys.
The players are there. I mean, the money is there. I don't know. Like, you can make something work with that.
Earlier this week,
Barca has a good squad.
yeah,
I don't know.
Piqué came out earlier this week and said patience, y'all. He asked for patience. I think we're way past that. We're coming off 2 seasons where they blow leads in the Champions League to Roma and Liverpool, and I
Yeah,
think
big
Valverde,
leads,
I
big
Yeah, they're
leads,
asking
big
exactly too
leads.
much.
I think Valverde's had his chances, guys. I think he's got to go.
Yeah, we said the coaching chance. He can't miss that coaching call twice. You're up
Look.
3-0 in games, and then you lose both.
We don't know anything, but we already said I think if Bayern has got a vacancy, if Wenger doesn't go to Bayern, I think Barca should just fire Valverde and get Wenger. I agree with you on that one, Johnny. We talked about that too.
Now
Yeah, no, just agree. Everything you said, spot on. Old in the midfield. I mean, De Jong is gonna be an anchor there for years to come, I think, and he's getting used to playing there. I like Arthur, but Arthur hasn't been playing consistently. They still need somebody else. They need like a physical presence there.
if anything, they don't like Arthur either. But it's not a Arthur. It's not a. With Barca, it's just like a lack of like.
They don't really have a playing style.
Nope.
Yeah.
They don't. There's no ideas.
It's
There's
just a lot
nothing.
of individuals. That's all it
Look
is.
at Panenka. They're like.
No one really
Yeah.
complements each other besides like Messi and Suarez. Those two, just
Now,
I mean, it's.
is it so? They're saying not to
Barca's
panic,
a-
but we're saying panic, right? Can we agree? I'm saying they need to panic a little bit.
But I'm saying like, what are they gonna do?
Griezmann's not firing yet. We don't know. Dembele is still kind of frustrating to watch.
okay. Well, say they play Celta and everyone scores, all 3 forwards. It's a 6-0 blowout.
It won't be because they had a solid rock defense. It'll be because they just scored.
You think that all
That's
problems
what
fixed
Barca's
already?
turning
You
to.
think that'll be
No,
like problems
I
fixed?
just said.
They play Celta this weekend.
Yeah.
Now,
No.
Celta has got some nice attacking players there, man.
I'm saying.
Iago Aspas. They've got Gomez, Maxi Gomez
No.
in there. Our boy
Did-
Nestor Araujo, Mexico represent. He's
Didn't
hurt though.
did Raul call an all players meeting or what?
I don't
Because
know.
that's been happening a lot too in football, and I feel like
They need one at Barca, is what you're saying? I
no,
think
they
Ter
did.
Stegen
They
said-
did.
Ter
Ter Stegen
right?
said, yeah. Ter Stegen said some shit where he was just like, "Yo," because I never talked so much about Ter Stegen,
No, yeah,
and
Ter
it was
Stegen
like,
said you
he's
guys
like,
don't
"I'm the
match."
whole defense," and it's just like.
Yeah, he says he'll leave. if he
Say
doesn't.
say that Barca wins the next couple games. It's not gonna be because of the defense stopped a lot of goals. It's gonna be because the forward scored more than
You know,
we got scored on.
You know what game?
Does anybody feel me or what? I don't know.
Not the forwards,
You know-
Messi.
You know what game will
Yeah.
probably change my opinion? The Clasico. If they can beat a
Man.
team like Madrid, the second
Because
best.
December.
Should have been played
If
already,
they,
man.
if they like,
Frankie says Sociedad might be our leaders tonight.
Yeah.
Right now,
Yep.
tonight, Sociedad are leaders.
Mhm.
Look,
yeah, with Barca and
tonight.
that game.
What day is it today? The 8th, November 8th. Tonight,
Two-
Sociedad are leaders. Yeah.
2 brief questions I have for you guys on Barca.
Sociedad are leaders.
One, you said, what do they do with Suarez? What do they do without him? He's hurt, right?
4 weeks, right? Correct.
Something like that. I say play Griezmann there, right? I think that's the natural answer, but think long term. Suarez is older now, 33, right?
Yeah,
33,
32,
something like
I
that.
thought.
32.
Now,
thought
earlier this today or something, I read something about him coming to MLS.
Because he wants
Not just coming to MLS, coming to MLS like soon, like in January or at the end of this year, while Barca can still make some money off
to.
of him.
Summer, yeah, I can see that.
Well, if he doesn't come to
What do you guys
Fire,
make
I
of
don't
that?
know.
I think it's his time to go.
I'm,
That's all I think.
Hey, the Barca.
if you call
the
that one,
Fire,
I'll fucking
the
give you a
Fire's in the
case
market
of
to make a splash right
Mountain
now,
Dew.
man. They're moving back into the city. They're ready to splash the cash. We'll see. But I think they might be fine without him. But then this leads me to my next question to you
There
guys.
you go.
We've heard about this a couple months ago, a month ago. On January 1st, there's this clause in Messi's contract that goes into effect that at the end of the season, he can leave Barca if he wants to.
Mhm.
Let's say Suarez goes to MLS, which is really kind of out there, right? I don't really see that happening. Let's say he does. Does he have a reason to stay, right? Given that Barcelona, again, right now is in shambles, do you think he really walks? Does he take that option, and where does he go if he does? Or is that just all BS?
It's all
I
BS.
think it's all
Speculation.
BS. Yeah, I think it's all BS.
He's going to stay at Barca
Yeah,
for life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
I think they're still gonna
He-
give it one more
Do
chance.
you
yeah.
understand that he's getting paid 40 million a year, and he's gonna be staying there for the length of that contract,
Well,
no matter what?
He also says that, his family and his kids are comfortable there, and he always has said that too. But where did that just
It only
Where does
leaves
that
Man
come
City
from,
to
though?
me.
Right? Where does that come from? Where somebody all of a sudden says, you know, there's this clause, right? Like if people weren't trying to like
When do they announce the Ballon d'Or this year?
this soon, December.
I think if he wins
It might be earlier.
he'll
I think
call
it's
it
like
a,
January.
he'll call it
I
a
think it's
career. Be like, you
later.
know what,
I'm sorry.
this isn't the direction. I'll go back to Argentina.
Nah, I think
See you
Messi
later.
still likes to play. He doesn't care, dude. He's fucking
But
rich,
he
man.
would
He
have
don't give
won
a
6
fuck.
Ballon d'Ors.
He can still win it, and he's been
Yeah.
losing. So that's my argument.
Oh, he can still
We're
win it
like,
this year?
okay, let's give the Ballon d'Or every year to Messi when he's winning. Let's give it to him when he's losing.
To someone
And
else.
they're like, it's off stats. But then they're like, when it's close and it's off some other shit, still give it to Messi.
So no Van Dijk Ballon d'Or this year, or what?
I want Van Dijk Ballon d'Or. Liverpool's been giving up goals, but like it's for last year, not for right now.
No, yeah. Last
Or
year.
it's up to a certain point. And I was like, Van Dijk has been the best player to me in the world the last year. Even in the internationals, I
Arguably.
mean, did Messi do anything with Argentina? They're like, no, just
No.
champs then, I guess. So I don't know. Does it count for the international?
No.
They just
yeah.
won La Liga. That's
Yeah,
it.
I think they're gonna give it to Van Dijk. Surprise,
I
surprise.
hope so. But yeah,
That's something
moving on
else.
from
That's something else, yeah.
from a just disconnected, disoriented Barcelona who
Bro,
lost
call-
3-1 to Levante after giving up
Yeah.
3 goals in 7 minutes. Real Madrid had the chance to go first place, and they tied 0-0 at Real Betis. Now, I think Betis, on paper, has a good team, but they've been struggling this year.
They tied.
What do we make of that, dude? Real Madrid is up and down, up and down. Now, granted, they tied that game to Betis and then went on to blow out Galatasaray. So, what the heck do we make of Real Madrid, if anything? Are they just completely inconsistent? Is it too soon to really say? Or do we just settle this on what
Clásico.
Andres said? Yeah. Do we wait till the Clásico to really say anything about Madrid? Because they're up and down constantly, man. Constantly. Every time I want to say, that's it.
That game's
Stick a
barometer.
fork in them, they're done, right?
that's-
And want to go in on Zidane, then they win. And now Hazard looks like he's starting to get used to everything and starting to click and look like the Hazard we know.
Nah.
We got 18-year-olds scoring hat tricks.
Rodrigo.
Nah. I think that Barca and Madrid are both terrible, and they're both super inconsistent.
And didn't Atletico lose to
And-
Sevilla too? I think Atletico
Yeah,
lost to
but this
Sevilla.
is if we're talking about specifically the Spanish league,
Yeah.
they're still
Shambles.
gonna be the only teams up there.
Oh yeah. At the end of the day, after 30.
You can call
30
another
games.
team, even though we're saying they're all in shambles. Are you? What's the other spotlighted team, or who's up there? Getafe, or I don't know who the fuck it was.
Sociedad.
Oh yeah,
Sociedad's first
up
place
they're
right
up
now.
one. Yeah, well,
With an extra game played already. Well, they've played today.
but you already know how Spain works, dude. This is how
So you're saying it'll thin out, right?
the league is always the same
You think
for the
so?
three. Yeah.
But
At
I
least
think-
in Spain.
I think this sets up for a thrilling kind of finish, though, guys, because it's starting like this, bumpy.
Yeah.
At some point, I think
but
these teams
it's
have to
only
get
for
some
the
sort of
top-
form.
But it's gonna be, it's gonna be a good league this year. You're right. It is. It's gonna come down to Barca and Madrid and maybe Atletico. But now it's looking like Barca and Madrid. Sociedad, you think they'll stay? Probably not. I don't know.
Who knows?
We'll see in 2 weeks, maybe one.
Yeah, you'll tell. After
I'll
like-
let you know. Yeah, but probably not. And it looks close. It looks like everyone's like, we lose today, tomorrow.
I feel like Atletico lost a lot of its like dynamicism with
Barca went from losing
when
one game in
Felix-
the year
when Felix
to
got
now
injured.
losing all the
He
time.
hasn't played, right? João Felix.
Yeah, he got injured. I think
So
he
he's
was
been
injured.
injured?
He's been out for a couple games. Not too long, but under the radar. Yeah, we got Diego
He's-
Costa hasn't scored in like months.
He's all of Atletico's offense, kind of.
They got some good passers in the
if
midfield,
Felix,
man.
but if they've been underutilized, or like maybe they're just slowing down. You're right, Frankie. That's a good point. Atletico usually you're like Coque is there, Saúl, and now Herrera who
boy,
plays never, who never
Ache.
plays.
He's been getting a couple more games.
They've been saying there's some shit there too. That they're like we just don't want to. We don't need extra mids. I don't know what's going on.
He's coming from Portuguese league to El Cholo system. I always felt like it's going to be some time. We shouldn't panic because Herrera isn't getting time. That's like all the
That's
Americans.
like saying for Fabinho. Or
That's like all these
something, I don't know.
Americans, all of us Americans, all of these Americans freaking out because Pulisic isn't getting enough games, right? But yeah, no, Spain's gonna probably come down to the wire.
Like the Premier League.
At the end, we'll make our picks for La Liga this weekend. But man, I felt so confident making those picks last weekend, and immediately when I was at work and I saw the scores, or when I saw your text, I was like, Word, they lost 3-1. God.
Nah, dude, I call the EPL games. I'm telling you.
Well, here we
We'll
go.
replay it.
Let's segue to that, to the
I'll
English
replay it for
English
you.
Premier League.
Boy,
We'll start with Liverpool, Aston Villa. So they stayed. I mean, everybody played. They stayed. I mean, Manchester City won, right?
wait. Let me. If you're,
What are you talking about?
you need to start with one. Let me know which one you want to start with.
Man, I'm sorry. We'll start with Liverpool. Liverpool won 2-1.
And-
They kind of labored against Aston Villa. They were down 1-0 at
Yeah.
halftime.
They labored against a lot of teams.
And then Andy Robertson scored in the 87th minute. And then once again, Mane,
What they say?
Sadio Mane, the main man,
The main
Mane.
he scored the game winner.
That's a nice
But we talked about VAR
can't
and its
remember the game
inconsistencies,
winner.
specifically in England.
The Mane header.
I can't remember it.
Roberto Firmino had a goal called off because his armpit was offside. They called
Yeah.
it because his armpit was offside. What the hell? They drew the line. Did you
Dude,
guys
the
remember
armpit
line?
wasn't offside. I don't
They
know
said
what
his
they're talking
armpit
about.
was out further than the last defender's leg, and that's why they called the goal back. So this game could have been 1-1 a lot sooner, right? So like Liverpool could have won it a lot sooner.
But that's one of the problems with VAR. It's too accurate.
Yes, this
A
is
little too
no,
accurate, you know?
no. It's too gray. It's not accurate.
It's too gray with that.
Yeah, it's too gray with that. They're like,
No, the guidelines are pretty. They're black and white. It's the
Mhm.
call. It's the deciding when to use it and when they're not using it.
nah.
Right?
I
They're
don't
just not
think
using it right. The guidelines are pretty straightforward. They're just not using it right.
Mm.
Specifically in England, because they have this whole bullshit about the high bar, the high standard. We're not going to call fouls here or call PKs here because this is the Premier League.
But
And
what?
we want to
You're-
maintain that it's the best league.
Nah, but you're saying that armpit call was right, and I'm
No,
saying
no,
it
no. I'm
wasn't
saying it's
right.
wrong. It's wrong.
Then what's the black and gray and the black and white line? There's none. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
what I'm saying is you don't call him off for that arm, right? Isn't that the
Exactly. So there's no specific rules for VAR besides that. There's this unwritten
No.
rule that.
The VAR? The rule of VAR there is clear. It was just the referee.
No, I don't
whoever
get what the
referee-
rule was, because if I see it, I'm just like.
So it was a goal, and on most goals they have to go back and review it. The referee went and saw it, and he felt like that because of that.
But who's calling the offside for that call? They always check an offside
on
for every
goals,
goal.
on
Then
goals, yeah.
they
review
that's not a-
most goals, right, Andres?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy tackle.
I think they review all the goals.
So
but
they were like, this look. It does not look like he's even ahead with the armpit to me.
the referee
To me,
decided after
I don't
looking
see
at it, they
even
told
with
him.
the repeat.
No, I don't see it either.
They showed us the lines.
I don't see it either. I thought he was onside. I called it
They
onside.
showed
I
us
thought they
lines.
were.
You know whose other goal was like that this week? Chucky's, Lozano's. He almost looked offside. They reviewed it, and then they're like, we're going to give you this one.
with the side like
Yeah.
that.
That's how it... Dude, VAR is not a good thing right now. To me, it just be acting up when I be watching highlights that there's VAR highlights.
Yeah, we called it an easy Liverpool win. It wasn't easy. Again,
Against-
it should have been easier because Firmino, I think that goal should have stood. But again, Liverpool guys, man, I don't want to say it because it's way too soon. They're doing what fucking champions do. They grind out
Nah.
these results. When's the last time they lost?
Well, the thing about...
They haven't
I
lost this
think-
season, right?
I think I wanted to bring up was that at least they midweek they still beat Genk and Ox had a goal, and
Ox
when
looking
all of
good.
them had the first goal, Liverpool just looks like a team that won't stop. They're winning every game.
Hold on.
They're
those,
looking dynamic. They score. They They always are making chances.
those two names you just said, Wijnaldum, the Ox. Where do they play? In the
Mid,
midfield.
yeah.
They're getting goals from the midfield now. And they have that front three, and then they have Van Dijk and Allison in the back. I think this is the year, boys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know we got.
And
I
then
know
they
we
have
got watchers of the
Robertson.
show.
They have Robertson and fucking
Sorry.
yeah, and
But
Trent Arnold.
We'll go this weekend. We'll go a long way in determining that. I think. Because again, the other thing I want to briefly talk about.
Off by armpits.
Another one that I called for sure. I was like, United's got this game for sure. And then they proceed to lose 1-0.
Dude, I called a tie.
They lost to
Call me
Bournemouth.
on it though. I called a tie
You
here.
have to correct them. I'll have to check.
Check it. I called the tie, Frankie, on that one.
I think you
Told
did,
you.
but I definitely called
But
United. I was like,
said
United's
maybe
got
they
this.
might lose. I said maybe they might lose. If not, I'll say it right now. But
After the fact.
But yeah, let me, Man U. Yeah, I don't know. They're right there. That part of the table from second down in England, let's just say is muddy.
Well,
all right, is muddy in there.
Look, Arsenal
There's
tied.
teams there.
Arsenal tied 1-1 to Wolves. Arsenal doing Arsenal things.
Yeah, we called that one though. We said that
I think we did,
Arsenal
yeah.
would do Arsenal things.
We're also slightly partial to Wolves because our boy Jimenez plays over there.
But he did work. That was a game. That was an interesting game.
He also
and
kicked a man in the head this week.
Arsenal lost points in the week.
Man City won. I think that game was a little closer than for comfort for them too, right? Who did they play?
They started losing as well.
Can you scroll down real quick right there, Rafa?
They started
I forgot
losing
who
as
they played.
well. They played
Britain? No, Southampton.
Oh, Southampton, who just got blown out a couple weeks ago.
no, last week, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
By Leicester.
And then I guess the other big notable thing, I mean, Man City won. Not. Obviously, we expected that, but yeah, they struggled a little bit there. You expect a team of City's caliber to roll over a team like Southampton right now. Leicester beat Crystal Palace, so Leicester stays into the conversation
But Frankie,
for the top
yeah.
four.
At the end of the day, everyone who we thought would win still won this
Yeah.
round.
They are who we thought they were.
Yeah, so we got these picks right still. I'm telling you.
I mean,
Yeah, I wish we
and
had a
even the
soundboard.
Barca ones. And even the Barca one. So I don't know what we're talking. We only got the Barca one wrong.
Chelsea won.
Yeah, it's a couple of sleepers.
No, well, the United, those. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess maybe what I'm saying is my picks were wrong. I know a lot of my picks were
Yeah,
wrong
you
for this last
You
week.
sucked those. So
You
your
sucked
picks were
those.
wrong.
I'll own up to it. I called United. I called Barca in the Champions League. I called United.
No, I
Madrid
called
in
Barca
the
in the
league.
Champions League too, though.
And they
But
screwed me over.
you can't count the Slavia one. Get out of here, Frankie. Get
You
it
can't really
down.
call champions. It's kind of hard, especially once they get.
Well, I
dude,
did,
We
and it
gotta go to a
backfired.
Champions League game,
Chelsea beat
boys.
Watford.
Everyone in this room gotta go to a Champions League game.
So
boys,
Chelsea
together.
Chelsea and Leicester both won by 2-0 score lines. So they maintain their stay in the top four.
Chelsea and Leicester beat Watford. Okay.
Yeah, and then
So and
yeah,
that's
Chelsea beat Watford and Leicester beat Crystal Palace. So nothing too
So,
out of the ordinary.
yeah. Let me ask you this question then: are we taking Chelsea third in the table?
I could see that.
Is that a good call?
Yeah.
We're taking Chelsea third in
Chelsea
the table.
third, yeah.
An official call.
At the end,
Yeah.
I'm calling. Yeah, I can see that. I'm comfortable with saying
I think
Chelsea
a lot
third.
can change. There's a lot of
But
points.
they're winning. What, can
Arsenal
you check
might-
the standings,
Arsenal might hit
Rafa?
a hot streak. You never know.
Standings right there, yeah.
Creep past Leicester City.
Leicester's up still. Look.
1 through 4 is separated by.
Real quick, Spurs guys is in 11th place under Man United. They just drew Everton, and guys, I tried to watch the Tottenham Everton game. Man, it was terrible game, guys.
Dude.
it's all
Terrible
about your
game. And
life.
then let me tell you, I switched it off because it was like 15 minutes left. I think it was right after Dele Alli scored. I was like, this game's over, 1-0.
Frankie's like, I'd rather watch
I
that
sw-
MLS game.
I switched it off, and I get a text from Ron that says, yo, Andre Gomez just broke his leg. I said, what?
Yeah, I
Guys,
seen that.
Son did a tactical / revenge foul from behind, which was definitely worthy of a yellow card. And then Gomez ends up crashing into Serge Aurier, and oh man, broke his ankle. It's one of those devastating, like just
Freak
injuries you hate
accidents.
to see. His ankle was in a position that it had no business being in. Obviously, he's out for the rest of the season. He's had
Yeah.
successful surgery on it, so. But yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Son, who did the initial foul, was in tears
Crying his
afterwards.
life
Yeah,
away.
he was devastated. It looked bad. It was
He
bad.
Crying his life away like a little bitch.
That was the
Yeah.
most notable part because afterwards, Everton came back and tied it 1-1. So what do you guys think? Is Spurs done? Are they cooked?
No.
Is Pochettino out of
Frankie.
there or what? Because they're under United right now. Spurs is in United territory. United,
Yeah.
I want to give a shot because again, in the Europa yesterday, United won 3-0. Martial, Rashford scored again, looking pretty decent. But every time you want to give them a shot, sorry, man, United, they go and lose to Bournemouth.
I think Pochettino's out this January.
You think so?
Yeah, this January.
Because
I mean,
Spurs doesn't look like
They'll
that.
leave
Johnny,
to
I think
Barca.
Johnny was saying this.
He goes to
They don't
Barca.
look like the Spurs that we know or the Spurs that
No.
we've come to see under
You don't think so?
Pochettino.
if I want to talk right now, I was saying, I was thinking this week to myself, I was like, man, Spurs are just so like, there's just nothing with them though this year. Like nothing. I can't think of something that I was like, man, I like that. You know, I was like, damn. Like Harry Kane is there. He's like, damn.
It's the Harry Kane team right now.
It's something. It's not even that, dude. It's something weirder. It's just like, every time I see him, there's nothing memorable, and I'm just like, wow, like. I just don't see anything with this. Like I know that two of my favorite boys, Jamie Carragher and Neville, they're like the cycle's over, you know.
Sorry, my eyes are.
The cycle's over. And Tottenham, it doesn't convince me of anything. I feel like I'll take Man U over Tottenham now, and Tottenham falls for me under. Tottenham right now is falling for me under Arsenal, under Leicester, under Man U.
I agree with you.
So I'll say that.
I agree with you. I think
that's what I'll say.
From what I'm getting,
now.
the vibe I'm getting, and I think you guys will agree
From
with
I'm
me.
saying.
If we were to call it today, Liverpool,
Tottenham is not making it. Yeah. After
Liverpool,
their
Man
consistent
City,
run,
Chelsea, and then Leicester. Maybe one or two is a toss-up. We'll see after this weekend, right? But I
Yeah.
think City and Leicester could round up the top four, man.
or
Because
if Chelsea or
Arsenal, United, and Spurs are not convincing at all, man. At
Not
all.
enough time to fix it.
And then again, though, guys, look at the freaking table. Sheffield United and Bournemouth are 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
Like, how long is that going to last? And then at 8th, Brighton. What the heck is going on? Crystal Palace is 9th. What's going on? Yo, real quick, shout out to our viewers.
Yo.
Shout out the rewrites are watching. Shout out Chavi the boy. Chavi shouting out Everton. Don't do that.
yeah, what the fuck? Wasn't Crystal Palace in 3rd place last
Look
week?
at this. Dude,
Wasn't
Chavi,
Crystal Palace
Everton
in
can't
3rd
get over
place last week?
Bournemouth, Brighton, or Crystal
Yeah,
Palace right
if
now.
Liverpool doesn't win this title this year, I mean, what else? Do you
Shout
want
out to these fuck boys out there.
Our boys, the boys, thanks for watching, guys. Share.
They
Keep
love
communicating.
Friday
Let us
nights.
know if you got any questions.
They love Friday nights
Or any
here at the
comments.
Full Heel. Frankie.
I think it sounds like the Squid is agreeing, a.k.a. the Toucan, that it's Liverpool, but he's biased. But no, Leicester is impressive, guys. Leicester, I think, is going to...
Everybody knows they love
But
Friday nights with us.
Everything can change though on Sunday.
Whoops, I'm fucking slamming into the mic.
City, Liverpool.
Everybody knows they love Friday nights with
Damn, I
us
fucked
out
up.
there. Right?
Oh, no.
To the people. Frankie's fucked
Damn.
up, yo.
No, I'm not fucked up, but
He
thank you.
slammed a 40 right now.
No, I'll leave that up to my boy,
Mondo on
Smoke
the
Frog.
side.
That's Smoke Frog business.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we'll talk about the Premier League a little bit more at
Well,
the
no,
end
well,
when
let's
we make
finish-
our picks for
yeah,
the
let's-
weekend.
Or let's finish off on the Premier League, right? What else happened? The table? It was Leicester won again. I mean, they're winning.
Yeah,
They're winning
They
their
won again,
games
and that's a big game for them this weekend.
against Arsenal.
Yep,
That's a big game.
that's a big
for the
top
season.
four
Yeah.
implications there.
Yeah.
And I will not be surprised. Why does Unai Emery not play Torreira? I know
Who?
Andres might feel me
Who?
on this here.
Torreira?
I would
Oh,
play
yeah.
Torreira
The
over
Euro
where Xhaka's been playing.
He'll
all
play,
day.
But
He's more creative.
but I know the problem that Emery's having. Are you gonna play Torreira and the Madrid guy Ceballos, or are you gonna play Torreira and whoever the fuck Shaka and whoever the fuck he's playing right now? He's playing weird mids, dude. Every game, Arsenal
He's
is
playing-
not consistent in their mid.
He's playing
They're not-
Guendouzi every game.
Oh yeah.
He's but a defense though, right? Or he's a
Guendouzi?
mid.
No, he's a mid.
Okay, well there you go. That's the other mid. He's the only solid thing, I guess. Guendouzi, because Torreira's
Dude,
not
he's
starting.
getting better, but he's also really young and really
He makes a
undisciplined.
lot of mistakes.
He's
for
out here
me.
tackling people. Yeah, a lot of mistakes, a lot of unnecessary, stupid yellow cards.
I would not be playing him all the time.
Not all the time, but I mean, what else? Like you said, what else does he? And I would play
He
Torreira
has
over him.
options on the midfield, is what you're saying. He does have options on the midfield.
Chaka just got.
Ozil, he'll play Ozil in the mid.
Ozil's finally getting some games. He's played in the last 2 games. He played in the cup and he
Okay,
played in.
So why is Arsenal not playing Ceballos, Ozil, fucking Lacazette, Aubameyang, and fucking risking all that shit, dude?
Lacazette just came back from injury. I think he just started playing.
Nah, he's been playing. He's had
No,
like 2-3 games
was out for like 4 or 5 weeks. I think he just he's if he's played like 2 games. And then Ceballos has been injured, I think.
Nah, they subbed him out.
But then you also have to consider Arsenal has David Luiz and Mustafi playing center back.
Hey,
Or
but
Socrates.
But hey, you know what? I'm gonna talk. Them niggas are the ones that have been scoring
Oh.
too. Socrates scored 2 this week, and David Luiz has scored. Their fucking defenders have been scoring too, man. So Arsenal is just fucked up all over. They just suck.
Yeah, no, they're inconsistent. Arsenal doing Arsenal things.
So are they gonna make top 4?
No,
Because you know,
No.
you know why I'm thinking Man U's like just out. They're like, we'll win Europa. They're like, we'll win
That's how
Europa
they'll get
on the
into-
side. Yeah,
I could see that.
sleeper move. You know.
Arsenal's
Like-
destined for Europa League again next year.
Yeah, Arsenal might be out of it. You're right.
Destined.
Because if Leicester, but it's only Leicester and them do it now. That's what we're saying. And Chelsea. It's gonna come down to Leicester, Chelsea, and Arsenal.
Oof, I drank that coffee too fast.
You know,
Yeah.
Tottenham's gonna have to make a run now if they're gonna make a real 10-game run.
Yeah,
of
man.
wins.
They're not looking. They're looking dreadful at the moment.
Because there's some matchups this week that might be pretty exciting to people.
Honestly, I think
There's some-
United and Spurs are really gonna look into. I think that they're gonna need something in January.
What a goal!
Something
Yeah,
in January to do.
Vera
Who the heck?
Mikic.
What are we watching right now? I don't even know
Yeah.
who
This
these
is
teams are.
Europa League
Oh,
highlights
this
in the
is
background.
Ghent.
Yeah.
Ghent from Belgium.
That was a banger,
Oh, and
though,
Wolfsburg.
Frankie. Look at this one, Frankie. That's how you do it in the hood. Look,
Oh, off the volley.
it was
That's a top 10
it
goal
was
right
more
there.
center than I thought, but
Still.
yeah.
It took some. Look at it. It took a sick drop on the goalie.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, that's
Like that Rashford free kick.
Premier League. Look, the VAR is inconsistent. It's frustrating, but man, at least it's entertaining. You never know.
Hey, get the fuck out of here with this shit. Frankie said it's entertaining. The
I mean,
VAR.
as far as like, look at guys, would you have like?
No, it's not. I'd rather the ref. You know what the rule is, Frankie? The rule is if you see an offside call and it's too close to call, you don't call it. That's the rule. You know that, right? That's the unspoken rule.
If it's
they're
not
like,
clear and obvious.
if you think it's a call and then it's too close for you to think, you don't call it. That's that's the rule.
It's got to be clear and obvious. It's supposed to be clear and obvious.
So now the rule is that we switched it to every call is reviewable, but there might be some shit. But as long as someone says VAR, we're looking that shit up, right? Like you can look up anything you want. It's like it's a telltale of fucking the tape. It's a telltale of the tape. That's
Well,
what this is turning into,
It's anything that leads
right,
up to
Rafa?
anything that leads up to a goal,
This is
right?
David Letterman here. We got this fucking card rigged, and we're scoring everything to fucking Kovalev.
What? Oh, you talking about the Letterman score?
It's a tale of the tape with these VAR calls,
okay.
dude.
I got your reference. The Harold Letterman.
It's a tale of the tape with these VAR calls. They're like,
Wrong Letterman, bro.
you can find anything you want in these cards, Frankie. You
Nah.
right? An armpit. There's parts in football where you're like, man, you know what? His half a foot was obviously ahead of the defender,
Look, that's
and the
Johnny,
half a foot means he's offside.
See, but
That's not a half a foot. Offsides is
See.
like, I'm ready to
See.
attack.
right.
That's what the rule needs to be. The rule needs to be, at that moment, I'm ready to just like pounce on it, and I'm clearly in front. Like I'm like,
Hold on a second, though. Look here.
boom.
That though is not a
Can't be a
failure.
toenail.
Look,
Can't be a toenail.
that wasn't
a
a
knee.
that wasn't a failure of VAR. That was a failure on the referee's part because he's the one who's judging that offside. You get me? He's the one who's looked at it and was like, "Oh yeah, that's an offside. That's not a failure on VAR because it's a goal, so they have to check the goal."
You know
Right.
how they need to start calling the VAR?
But that's why. Look at that's
No,
why it's
no, no.
frustrating because they call that and they look at VAR for that, but
You-
then there's other things that they're blatantly missing,
You-
right?
You know how they need to start calling VAR? They need to start calling VAR how they try to call a foul that you can call forward progression on. They need to start calling VAR like, hey, he's half a millisecond offside, but his attacking position is not offside. You know? Because I feel like you're offside when your attacking position is offside, not if your knee is offside.
Like
You know what I'm saying?
Not your
Yeah.
body part.
And it's like, that's how they call the red card, or a red card when it's last man. That's how they should, or a card when then they're like, oh, you can,
When you have like a
the
whole
fall,
foot,
I'll
you
go
know?
back
Right,
and call
right,
the
right.
card on you.
But then
But
again,
it's like,
I think that goes back what we're saying there is shitty refereeing, not anything on VAR, because again, I think the rule's pretty. We'd have to look it up.
but he needs to call the foul and be
Can you
like,
look up the?
he's not off by an
Can
armpit.
you look up IFAB offside rule, Rafa? It's interpretation, because then what referee calls that, you know?
But it's also interpretation. When you call a foul, then you're like, hey, forward progression on the foul, because the forward progress of play and you having the advantage is what makes me
All
call
right,
it.
Here we go. Offside is position is moving towards the ball with the intention of playing
That's
the ball.
what I just said.
Yep.
You can't call the offside if it's he needs to be in the attacking position.
So
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It needs to be too obvious. Like, you're not gonna be obviously in attacking position by a fucking toenail and then be like, hey guys, I had the fucking advantage to score off a toenail pick.
it's terrible officiating though.
You
but
need
that-
to be like, hey, I was off by half a head, you know? Like,
Right.
if you cut off a picture and you can see your head on there, and it's like, you know, they didn't want to see, they wanted to see your
Yeah,
head.
bad, right?
Yeah.
Just in case you guys are wondering, we're talking about the Liverpool decision.
That's how
Where
VAR needs to be
Firmino,
called in general.
I think Peter Crouch said it best. Peter Crouch, if you guys don't know who Peter Crouch is, 6'5", 6'6". His arms are so long. He said it epically. He came out on Twitter and said, "Man, if I played in the era of VAR, like 50 of my goals would have been called offside because my
Yeah.
arms are so long."
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, VAR is not being called right, and
So-
it's taking a little bit off me
It's
right
not.
now.
No, it's not VAR.
taking a
It's
little
not
bit
VAR,
off
Johnny.
me.
That's what we need to establish. and
VAR.
understand. It's not VAR. It's that
That's how I'm gonna
No, no,
label
no, no,
it
no.
in my mind when I go to sleep
no,
tonight.
it's
gonna
the
be
referee
VAR.
who is deciding that that's an offside.
No, it's gonna be VAR.
No,
No,
VAR
it's the
did it.
Because the referee
No.
doesn't get the decision to call it offside or
They
not
do.
if he already called it though.
They do though.
No, but if he already called it, he wouldn't get.
They didn't
VAR
call it
to
offside though.
recall
So
it.
like in that instance,
Don't they
they
check all
they looked at
offsides?
it. They looked at it because it was a goal. That's why they looked at it. They had to verify that there wasn't anything in
Yeah,
the
there
build
we
up
go.
to the goal.
Of which one? The armpit?
Yeah.
I'm saying the armpit was still not offside.
What about
I
it?
don't know. I don't see the armpit offside.
On camera.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Even in football, they have a better call of where the 10-yard line is every game.
Well, that's because they're drawn onto the field though too. We don't have that benefit where like there's lines drawn on the field in soccer.
No, but they gotta know where they gotta cross every time before the play starts.
Yeah, it's taken away from the natural feel of the game, you know.
So the line that is offside should always be playing a line to the last defender. Do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, no, absolutely.
But it's not. Instead, it plays this fake line that motherfuckers want to
No,
call.
I get you though because they're calling it. They're saying
You know how they're not calling it then how I'm saying? They're calling it the other way. They're calling the line as if you're going this way and then you're
I
being
get you, I
outside.
get you, but that's not on VAR. That's on the referees. Just like all these handballs that we talk about, where we're like, that's a clear handball. It's not that. Oh, hey, VAR. Sometimes VAR misses a handball, right? Where they're like, hey, they didn't even look at it. But a lot of times these guys are like saying, hey, that's a handball when, hey, it took a deflection, right? Or hey, their hands are next to their body, so it wasn't like they were reaching out, right, or anything like that. So
I feel like they don't even call those decisions when it's like
these referees,
the
just,
VAR aren't calling it for when it's
a lot of questionable refereeing. It's like these Mexican referees went and started refereeing elsewhere in the world because
in
there's just a
doubt.
lot of questionable shit everywhere, right?
We're still watching Tiny League highlights or what is this?
I don't know what this
This
is
is
Europa
Europa.
now. But yeah, guys, that leads us to I guess the final segment of the show here tonight. Make our picks for the weekend.
All right.
Nah,
There's-
it's a big weekend. Let's go
It's a
back to
major
this. We're
weekend.
going back into this, Frankie. Back into the whirlpool. Back into the mix. It's a big
We
weekend.
got a lot of games on Saturday, I think.
Frankie
Tomorrow.
fouled me this week.
So tomorrow we got
In the
Chelsea
heart.
Crystal Palace. I guess that's a pretty
That's a Chelsea win, probably.
Chelsea. 'Cause
Where
then
at? Where is it at?
No, it's in the Premier
EPL.
League.
Where the game? Where is
Just
it?
the
at?
biggest
It's
game this weekend.
Stamford Bridge. So Chelsea's playing at home.
I'll take Chelsea. Yeah.
And then the other games, honestly,
I'll
Burnley
take
plays
Chelsea.
West Ham, and Newcastle plays Bournemouth. Southampton plays Everton.
Take Bournemouth. I'll take
think-
Everton.
I'll take Everton for
Barely.
you, Chavi, over
I'll
Southampton.
barely take Everton. Yeah.
Spurs play Sheffield.
I'll take Spurs. Fuck it. I don't
And
know.
then-
Sheffield.
And then I think
Shock win.
the big one tomorrow, guys, is at 11:30 a.m.
Let me-
Central Standard Time. Leicester versus Arsenal. Watch that one tomorrow, y'all.
That's a good game for Xavi to go practice before he tries to play me at fucking FIFA.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Leicester over Arsenal, guys.
Yeah, I think.
Wow,
Leicester-
Frankie, you hate your life because you're a fucking Arsenal fan. So I'll pick Arsenal for you
I'm never.
this week.
Hey, disclaimer: I'm not an Arsenal fan.
I'll bet you Arsenal wins, and it's because you bet against your own team. Put money on that one.
Nah.
Rafa, right? You heard that one?
Nah.
I bet you Arsenal wins.
We'll start taking and making bets later. That'll
Bet
be a
off
pretty cool
against your
segment
own
too, but
team.
No, I think definitely
Leicester beats Arsenal tomorrow?
Leicester beats
No,
Where are
Arsenal.
they at?
Leicester
Yeah,
beats
it's at
regardless of where they are.
it's at
Arsenal
Power
sucks.
Stadium. Is it at
King
Power
Power Stadium.
Stadium?
King
King Power Stadium.
Arsenal sucks everywhere. Then on Sunday in the Premier League, United plays Brighton.
I think United bounce back.
I think I'll take Brighton in a heartbeat.
Really?
He said in a heartbeat. Didn't think about
I
it.
think Greenwood had a good game in Europa, so they might put him in.
You think they'll play Greenwood?
Yeah, I think they'll play Greenwood. They have
Man, I'm hesitant to pick United because I thought for sure they were going to beat Bournemouth, and then that shit
to.
happened.
They look more
I'll
lively with
pick-
Greenwood.
I'll pick
Rashford.
I'll
Rashford
pick
scored very nice goals. Did you see his goals?
I'll pick this team against.
Brighton?
Yeah, I'll pick Brighton.
Pick another-
They're
against
playing at Old
Man
Trafford,
United.
Another
too.
upset.
Yeah, I'll pick Brighton.
At Old Trafford?
Yes,
I'll give
pick
United.
Brighton
I'll give
again.
United one more chance at Old
One more
Trafford.
chance.
One more
That's-
shot at Old Trafford.
I'll pick Brighton.
Martial looks like he's in good form right now.
I think
Yeah.
Man U is not. I already made my call. You not listening to me. I think Man
You said
U
United
does not.
lost. You said
I
United
think
lost. I heard you.
I think Man U does not care about the season. They're just gonna go for Europa League. That's
That's
their
their only
end
cup?
to the champions. Yeah, it's like it's not a hard season for them.
Real quick, guys.
It's not a hard season for them. They're gonna take it
Yeah,
easy.
just
They're
just
gonna,
make
yeah.
champions, right?
Super random
Yeah.
tidbit for them. I read Ander Herrera, who played at United and just left for PSG. He said he left because
I read that.
United is run like a business and not run like to win. Would you agree? I think that sounds pretty accurate.
It's
honestly,
accurate, yeah. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like the Dallas Cowboys. It's the same. It's the same.
It sounds like the Mexican Federation.
It sounds like the same shit. Yeah.
But the biggest match of the weekend in not only the Premier League in Europe, probably honestly at this point the biggest match in soccer
Probably bigger than
at this point in any
it's
league.
not
guys.
bigger than a Clasico. It's just more.
No. I mean, as far as up to
value.
this season, so far, because the Clásico didn't happen,
Yeah,
right?
it happened.
No, but that doesn't matter.
It'll
You
probably be the second
Liverpool
most watched game.
Plays Man City at Anfield. Who you got? Who you caught? Call it
Don't let me
right
start
now.
with this.
Call
Don't
it
let me
right now.
start. Let me see this guy right now, cause don't let me start with this. It's
Call it.
already over.
I'm
City
a-
versus
I'm a-
Liverpool right now at Anfield.
I think City take it
At Anfield.
at Anfield.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's,
Why
so-
not? Why not? The
ugh.
defense.
It's not a. I mean,
I think
anything can happen, but right now it's
I
a
think-
little bit more tipped to Liverpool, just because of. Like, you're not gonna tell me that a not full strength City is always gonna be stronger than a full strength Liverpool.
You want my prediction? 1-1.
You want my prediction?
And the
It's
Ox
gonna-
scores.
I'll bet you my prediction right now. I'm thinking.
The Ox scores.
I think
And it's
Sterling.
fifth straight game.
Sterling has been in good form, and he's gonna show why he deserves to be considered.
It might just be a
top
1-0.
5 player in the world.
When these teams played at Anfield last season, they tied,
It was a tie.
and there wasn't a whole lot of shots. It was a tight
Mahrez
game. It was a
missed a
tight
penalty.
game.
They should have won.
Yep. Riyad Mahrez did miss a
So,
penalty.
I think Man City has
He
shown.
said they should have won.
I think
Well, who do you think blocked it?
Tell us how
Only
you
the
feel.
best goalie in the world,
Alisson-
motherfucker.
Yeah, Alisson had a great season.
He's still a beast.
Ah, man. I think it's 1-1.
I think
I think it's 1-1,
Nah,
guys.
I think City 1-0.
I'll put-
Sterling, only shot.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I don't think so. Here's
This
the other
shit
thing
is-
on this. Here's the other thing you have to
No,
consider.
you're exactly
Liverpool haven't lost in what, like 19 Premier
Yeah,
League
they
games?
haven't lost in a lot.
18 Premier League games? 19?
The
18?
last team they lost to was City.
Yeah.
in like 50 games that they played.
And at home, I don't think they lose.
They
I don't
haven't
think that
lost at
streak. I
home.
don't think they
have,
finally.
Like 30
But then
games.
again, I feel like if there is a team that Liverpool loses to, it's City.
It would
So,
be City. Yeah.
but that's why I'm going 1-1. That's why I'm going 1-1.
I'm going.
They're still their biggest rivals in the Premier League. It's either one or
But
other.
man,
Frankie is literally
But Johnny,
siding.
look, here's what
Frankie
no.
is literally
You're saying-
siding with
No, because
Andres.
he's saying Andres is saying they're gonna win. I'm not
I'm
saying City's
City
gonna
with
win.
Sterling.
Yeah,
But
you
here's-
did.
here's-
You
he-
said if they
no.
would lose, they would beat to City.
I said they could, not that they
No,
would.
you
though.
said they would lose to City if any team they could lose to, and
It'd
I'm
be
saying
City.
not at this point,
Okay.
not at all.
And I would agree with you, but here's the other thing.
No,
and this is working in your
easy.
favor too. Anfield.
Yeah, I know.
There's
I
nothing
know
like Anfield.
For
yeah.
me, all right, let me.
Anfield on a big match.
All right,
They
now
see
The crowd's
before
gonna
that.
be there.
now that I get to speak on this shit, it's Liverpool all day. If Liverpool doesn't win it, it'll be because they fucked up.
Yeah.
Because now it's like a little bit of the pressure is swayed now onto them, so it's like okay, but it's still this is gonna be, I think, a simple game. If they lose, it's gonna be because they overcomplicated it.
So what do you think they're
Look
gonna
it,
do?
because let me tell you this one then, Frankie. If you want to tell me that you think City might tie, you know why City won't tie? Because they don't have fucking
Ederson?
the goalie. They don't have Laporte. They don't have
Oh, good
Silva.
call. Actually,
They don't
that's-
have Fernandinho, I think.
And this is why
And
you're on
they
the show,
don't
Johnny.
even-
That's a good point. Ederson,
don't
we
have-
forgot to point out.
they don't have-
Ederson's out. He's not going to play. They
They don't
announced
have
today.
Ederson. They don't have Laporte. They don't have fucking Silva. And they don't have Fernandinho, I
You
think.
guys like that? How's that
I
for
don't know,
fucking
though.
analysis right there? Very good. The absences, Johnny. They're missing
But
their
who-
best center back. They're missing their keeper, who's
mean-
possibly one of the best in the world and
but-
vital to how they play. You're absolutely right. This is why you're on the show, my friend.
But this is only why because the tip is.
Guys, don't get mad because you're not on the show, because you're not
Yeah.
bringing that level of motherfucking analysis.
But the thing is that they're only ahead because of that. But there's nothing that stop City from saying we might do something spectacular and win, right? That's what we're saying on
You
here.
just swayed me. 2-1 Liverpool.
Wow, you just got
2-1
swayed.
Liverpool.
Who shines for you? Who shines for you on
2-1
Liverpool?
But,
Liverpool, man. I'm saying the
Ox?
Ox.
You think this is
I'm saying I'm calling high scoring games. I can see it two ways. I can see it
4-3?
Liverpool 1-0, or I can see it Liverpool like 4-2.
Keita had a nice game
I
in the
can see
Champions League
Liverpool
too, man.
like 4-2.
I don't
Something.
think either team is gonna back down. So
You tell me City are gonna play out the back with Bravo and
Bro,
and who's
they
gonna play
can't-
for Fernand?
they came back
Who's
from
gonna-
9 points last season to win this.
It wasn't 9
What
points,
was it, 7?
7. So now you're making
7.
stuff up.
As you guys
I'm
can
not
see,
making
we got a
sense.
lot to say about this, and it's heated.
Making stuff up now.
We're gonna watch this game together, so it'll definitely be entertaining. Definitely, if you're not into soccer as much as we are, as much as a lot of people, this is definitely one you want to
Who do
watch.
we
This
got?
is probably,
Yeah,
this
City,
has the makings to be
Liverpool.
one of the best matches
Frankie.
of the season. Probably two of the best teams on the planet right now, if not the two best
So
teams. On
these
the planet.
are
Two best. Yeah.
no. Don't let me talk myself up because this is what I said even for a
Johnny,
Champions
get
League
your Liverpool
matchup.
jersey already.
I know, dude. I need to
Never
get
walk alone.
Firmino Liverpool jersey. I love it. Liverpool City though, yeah, fuck the people. All crazy. Liverpool City is the best matchup. It has to be. I don't know.
Second best matchup of the weekend, Der Klassiker.
What the fuck is that?
Dortmund versus Bayern. Who you got?
Bayern.
Bayern's got no coach right now.
Yeah, I'll
Interim
take
coach.
Dortmund.
They're
I
coming
guess.
out getting
Yeah,
blown out by
I'll take
Frankfurt,
Dortmund.
Andres.
Yeah, I'll take
And Dortmund
Dortmund.
just rocked Inter.
I think Lewandowski
Bless you.
is gonna show why he
Lewandowski.
has
Well, Lewandowski's
21
got
goals.
he's got 14 goals against.
I'll take Dortmund. I'll take Dortmund on that. Call me out right now. I'll take Dortmund.
I'll take let me just confirm where they're playing, because if
If it's at Dortmund, I'll take Dortmund,
too,
and if
at
it's
home,
not,
yeah.
I don't know.
Dortmund at home. That's
Yeah, if it's
easily
Dortmund,
one of the top 3 best atmospheres.
That's
in
one of the
European
best
soccer.
if you guys don't
No,
even,
They're
that's
at the Allianz.
but even the Alliance is dope until you gotta play a Champions League final in it, right?
Bayern has a decent defense. Not too successful.
They don't have any center backs right
I
now.
think they'll win. Yeah,
win.
or
Boateng.
tie. I think they'll tie or win. Bayern.
Lewandowski, you're right, is in rare form.
Yeah.
And Lewandowski. Is
No,
like
but not in
anything
the
he touches
league,
is
dude.
goal.
Not
yeah,
in the
the
league.
league as well. He scored in every single
They
game.
lost the last game.
But
He
he
did, but he scored. Yeah.
He's scoring like in every game.
But they lost.
I
the
still
last
take
game.
Dortmund. And then that league is tight too. So this has got a lot of implications, not just because of the rivalry and because it's the biggest
But
match in German soccer,
The table
but
is tight.
it is super tight. And then moving on. So you got Bayern.
Yeah, I got
We got
Bayern.
2 Dortmund. Andres has got Bayern.
They're still a top team in Bundesliga.
Yo,
I'll take Bayern if it's at
Yeah.
Allianz Arena.
They're gonna just flex on Dortmund and be like, "You guys." I think so.
no, he said no, hell no. And this is why we're doing the podcast, guys, because we just talk about this and go back and forth all the time. No, Bayern's got a good team. They're the current champions, but they weren't super convincing even when they won. I would say they won the Bundesliga last year more than anything because Dortmund started choking
Well, yeah,
at the
that
new
too.
year point. And I think Royce might be hurt. I know he didn't play or something the last game or didn't play in the Champions League, but they got it done, man. They got it done against a tough opponent in Inter, so I think they can ride that into a good performance. And I'm pretty sure Toucan will agree. He likes Dortmund as well. And then when Johnny comes back, we'll talk about the only match I want to talk about in Italy. Juve plays Milan. I think Juve probably wins this one. I think you would agree.
Wait, AC or
AC Milan.
AC? Yeah, most
Probably
likely.
the most entertaining or worthwhile match in Italy this weekend. Juve's not convincing like at all for me yet, but they're definitely way better than Milan.
Oh yeah, I think they just celebrated winning like 3 points for the first time in a long time.
AC Milan?
Yeah,
No, they just lost to Lazio.
I'm saying they won the game and they were like celebrating.
Oh,
And there was like a meme, them showing them celebrating 3 points versus them celebrating like champions.
they got excited. Okay, I get you now. That's a big deal now. We're
Yeah,
actually
it's like how far did they fall? They're celebrating 3 points when they went from champions.
Juve versus Milan. Who you got, Johnny? That's the big one in Italy this weekend.
To recap on my other shit with the Bayern, it's
Alright.
like
Before he
yeah,
left.
I'll say the same. I'll say
That's
the,
fair.
No, I'll say the same shit as to like Juve, where it's like Bayern will probably always be there right till the end because they're the best fucking team, just equipped like pieces and everything. And what did you say about Juve? Juve's always obviously gonna be there till the end.
I said they're not convincing, but they're
For
still
the champs or what?
At
Like,
all.
what are we talking about? I think Juve. I love CR7. This is the We Are CR7 podcast unofficially here.
Officially,
It is
yeah.
not.
It is definitely the We Are CR7 podcast.
It is definitely not the We Are CR7 podcast.
Frank, you found me
No.
to my heart with that one. No wonder I'm laughing when it's.
No, Juve
when I'm
definitely beats Milan
falling
this
down.
weekend. But what I'm saying is they're still not firing on all cylinders. I don't even know what their best lineup is right now, to be honest with you.
With Juve?
You were
can-
talking about Dybala in there.
I can name you though like 10 Juve lineups that are dope. Like it's not a thing about
What's their
if they're
best one then?
with CR7 and Dybala and
Higuain? A 2 up top?
No, they can't be playing the Higuain.
4-3-3 or what?
No. They can't be playing Higuain, Dybala, and Cristiano. If Cristiano
That's
is
way
not,
too top
if
heavy. You're right.
Cristiano
There's
is
no
not,
defense
yeah,
being
if
played there.
Cristiano is not gonna play center forward, because you gotta think, Higuain and Cristiano are center forwards, and they're both playing right now, Frankie. So where is Dybala gonna fit? Right? That's what Sari's saying.
And
He's
number
like he
10.
doesn't fit. No, he doesn't fit though because they still need wingers to serve the 2 forwards. You get me?
Yeah.
And they're not gonna use another center mid to feed more center forwards.
Yeah, they got
Because
tons
they
of
need
center
to-
mids. You're right.
Because they need to go back on defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is just off principle. And the sorry ball is based off what? Long passes and this weird interchange. And I'm not seeing it with
It's like
I'm
short
not
pass,
seeing
short
it with
pass, long
Juve.
pass,
I'm not
right?
seeing it with Juve.
Short,
And
long.
they got Quadrado. They got your boy or Bernadeschi, whatever. in the-
Bernadeschi.
Like I don't know what's going on with Juve, and it's like
Betancourt.
sometimes for me it's like just play Dybala, play Cristiano, play Khedira, play Ramsey. Like don't play Bernadeschi, just play fucking Quadrado.
He
Oh,
plays
know
right
what
back
I'm
right now.
saying?
They're playing him at right back
But
right
just
now.
play some other. Play Cancelo on the right back.
He's
Don't
at Man
play
City now.
or the other guy they got from him.
Danilo.
No, from Madrid. Or they sold him too from
They
Madrid.
got Danilo.
Danilo, play
yeah.
Danilo. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
So then,
And De Chiglia.
and play fucking this guy, our boy, just scored the game winner. Douglas Costa, play him.
He's
play
pretty good off
every-
the bench too, though.
I
as you
know,
can see.
and I think Juve is hidden potential on lock there. They're just like, they're not utilizing it how I believe they should. You know?
do they have
God.
the players for it.
Yeah, they definitely have the plays for it. They have fucking my boy from PSG, Raboy.
Rabiot.
Yeah,
Rabiot.
Raboy. He's swag too,
Ramsey
bro.
over here stealing.
Ramsey,
They've
I
got
love
mad
Ramsey.
midfielders.
Ramsey
I keep
stealing
forgetting.
Ronaldo's free kick.
Khedira. I
Finally.
love Ramsey, dude. He's love all their
So
players.
what you're saying, if I'm understanding it, is at some point Juve gets it together, right? They have too many options
They
not
do,
to.
yeah.
He's just got to
Well-
get the right combination.
Well, you said it better yourself, Frankie. I'm telling you, and this is just off. Conte is like, I don't know, my team is good enough, and then it's like Napoli's having players
issues,
all
yeah.
weird issues, like I don't know what's going on there.
Breaking
And-
training camp, right?
Yeah, and it was weird, and then it was like, plus Juve keeps winning somehow, off VAR and other crazy shit. You know, it doesn't matter all the
Yeah, I
time.
think that's the easy 3 points right there.
Against Milan.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy. Now,
'Cause
briefly,
who's Milan's coach on the low key?
right now,
That's a
Daniel-
good-
No,
that's a good-
uh,
Name?
Paul. He was just at Shit. Hold on, I know this.
Dun 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 bum 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 bum.
Pioli. Stefano Pioli. Stefano Pioli.
Is that the right answer, Rafa? Oh, is he the current
Yep.
Yeah,
Milan
Stefano.
manager?
Yep.
Stefano
See, I
Pioli.
knew
Look
that.
at that fresh cut.
Yeah.
You see that one, Mando? Go up, put a
been there
picture of him
he's
with the
been-
long hair images.
He's been their coach for
That's how I want my hair.
just
Like,
a little bit.
It's like,
Put
Um,
it.
Briefly,
what else? What else?
Cut.
we always have to check in. Liga MX right now, guys. The reason why I want to check in with it,
I haven't seen the
the
fuck out
scores
of it.
today are fucking ridiculous, guys. Veracruz
Liga MX
getting
is
blown out by
the-
America 4-0 right now.
the worst team
Monterrey,
in the league, yeah.
Monterrey is blowing out Tijuana 40-0. That's eight goals in 2 matches. Morelia, shout out my hometown club, Morelia, 3-2 over Puebla. Unbelievable. This is why I don't do Quiniela, guys, because you can't pick these fucking Liga MX scores. And then finally, the last thing I want to talk about, who you got, guys, the last pick, the third biggest match of the weekend. MLS Cup is on Sunday. Seattle versus Toronto. Who you picking? Is the third time in 4 years that they've played each other. Both teams trying to build a dynasty here. Seattle won 3 years ago after extra time and penalties. Then 2 years ago, Toronto won, and they dominated. Both of those games were played in Toronto. This Sunday, they're playing in Seattle, guys. And what you guys already know, Seattle fills that place up, man. They sell it out. Who you guys got? I got Seattle.
Want me to go
I got
first?
Seattle, I think. I don't think Josie Altidor's playing for Toronto. I think he's still out hurt. He's saying it's going to be really tough for him to play. I think Seattle, Jordan Morris, my boy Raul Ruidiaz, who used to play at Morelia. He's been really good this year. They just got too many options at goal. And they've been there before. Sounders,
Sounders?
you heard it from me.
No exciting PKs.
I thought Toronto had Altidore, but if they're not, then now you got Seattle all day. I was trying to pick the undercard score. Toronto surprises me. They've beat Tigres and Cubs. They're not a bad team, well coached team, and I talk shit a lot about the MLS, but
Understandably so sometimes.
somehow Toronto and Seattle always seem to be like they're
Yep.
the more staple crop teams of the MLS. Teams like Atlanta and Newcastle, or New England, or random shit track. Houston Dynamo and Toronto's always there. They had Jovinko. But if there's no Josie, I'll go with Seattle as well. And who cares though? Cause LAFC lost, and that's what we're talking about. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
Vela.
That's the main story.
He's like, at least I'm MVP. I don't give a fuck about
yeah.
the
He won the
league.
MVP.
He's turning into CR7 before.
They call him
our eyes.
Cracklitos.
He's turning into CR7 before.
He won
our
the
eyes.
MVP, and LAFC had the single best regular season in MLS history, and they didn't win the ship. Doesn't matter.
It does not matter. as
So
long
yeah,
as you're
what about you,
getting the
Andres? Who you
boost.
got? Who you picking?
I
Make
mean,
make a pick.
Seattle.
There you
I
go.
think it's
Clean
pretty-
sweep for the Sounders.
I think
They
Seattle.
play on Sunday, so after the Liverpool match, but it's later on, right? They play like at 3, Rafa,
Who does
right?
Barca
2?
and Madrid play? Yeah,
Oh yeah, we didn't make any picks in Spain.
and anything else.
Let's pick our Spanish picks and then we'll wrap it up.
Even Italian leagues, bro. You're acting up, Frankie.
We're almost an hour and a half into this, bruh.
Yeah, I think this is one of the
Nah,
last
I
picks.
think I know that. So I've convinced you on the Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-1.
So we got 2 Liverpool wins and 1.
I got Liverpool
City
1-0 or Liverpool like 4-2.
It's going one. It's going
I don't
one.
think it'll be that high scoring.
I will.
Even
I
if
will.
even if City loses, not the end of the world. They'll still come back.
9 points.
9 points is still 9 points, but you know.
Yeah, now with the league there, and they're like, we can win every game besides this one.
Tomorrow, both of the big 2 in some would say 3 of the biggest teams in Spain play. Barcelona plays Celta Vigo tomorrow.
You gotta go with Barca.
I don't
guess.
know, man. I don't know anymore.
Away?
I'll go with
Oh.
Barca.
I don't know anymore. Barca is dreadful away
If
right
it's
now.
away, I probably have them losing.
No, they're playing at the
I'll
Camp
take
Nou.
Barca.
They're playing at the Camp Nou.
Easy,
Then
yeah.
that's gonna be a win.
Man,
Not a convincing win.
don't bite me in the ass again.
Frankie,
I'll go with
that's
Barca again.
definitely a win.
I'll
Not
go
a
with Barca
convincing
again.
win, but a win.
Okay, if they lose now again to
Then
Griezmann, if Griezmann in the number 9, I'll see. I like that combination of Dembele, Griezmann, and Messi. I think they have potential there, but we'll see. Valencia plays Granada. The reason why I bring up this game is because Valencia just coming off of a 4-1 win in the Champions League. Granada, for some reason, is in the top 4. Probably they're not going to last. Who you guys think? Valencia right there? Probably.
Probably, yeah.
You got Valencia, Johnny, over Granada.
Nah, I'll call it a tie or some bullshit. Yeah.
See them evenly matched.
Yeah, you know I'm be fucking calling that shit how it is. You know we can't be calling this fucking fancy shit.
And then Real Madrid plays Eibar tomorrow, too.
I think Madrid take it, or,
I'll call
finding some form with
I'll
their
call
forwards. Rodrigo stays hot.
I'll call Hazard brace tomorrow.
Hazard brace. Wow.
Yeah.
Hazard
Low key
steal
call
some of
on the
the-
side. Yeah,
the
low
spotlight.
key call.
And then the
He has to do flex though. He has to flex. He's like, I'm the main guy here, not Rodrigo.
Flexing on these hoes.
last match I'll mention for today, guys, before we wrap it up, because it's a local derby. Betis plays Sevilla in the Sevilla derby.
Chicharito hat trick for sure.
It's a Chicharito hat trick.
Chicharito hat
Now,
trick,
that's
yeah.
the other reason why I bring up this game is because Betis has 2 Mexicans, Guardado and Lainez. Lainez doesn't get
Oh,
any
wow,
play time, but
interesting.
Guardado. And Sevilla's got Chicharito, so Mexicans playing each other in La
But
Liga. I love
Sevilla-
it.
But
I love it.
Sevilla won 5-2 midweek or something in Europa.
So you're saying they're in form?
Yeah, they have to be coming a little
Good
bit
call,
favored.
Johnny. They did win
Yeah.
5-2 in the Europa. No goals from Chicharito. So you
Munir
got
scored.
Sevilla?
Munir
Yeah, I think I got Sevilla, too.
I'll go Sevilla.
So no Chicharito hat trick.
No Chicharito hat trick.
Yeah, Chicharito hat trick.
Oh, it is a Chicharito hat trick then.
Yeah. It's
Chicharito
gotta
hat
be.
trick.
All right. Well, thanks
It
again
is.
for joining us, guys. Thanks to those of you guys who were joining in.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, the rewrites and Chavi, for chiming in. Let us know what you think.
Xavi.
Let us know if you got any questions. We made our picks. Hopefully, my picks at least aren't as bad as they were last week. But you never know. That's, I guess, the beautiful thing about soccer, right? Any given day.
If City win, I get bragging rights or what?
We'll
Like
see,
being
man.
right?
He said bragging rights.
Like
We'll
it's
see.
some bragging
bet
rights?
me. Bet me right now.
Don't piss him off.
Bet me off. Bet me right now.
Bet me right now.
Yeah, bet me right now for the people, and you get bragging
So,
rights.
once again, thank you to
Okay.
Call
Johnny.
it. Call it. Yeah.
Thank you to Andres. Mondo came through with the 12-pack. Thanks, Mondo. Thanks again to Donkey Tron
I
for
got
hosting
City.
us
Who
and giving us the
wants-
keys
I
to
mean,
the studio.
Liverpool. Who wants to?
Give
on
us
the
a like,
Liverpool game.
listen, share it,
Who said
please. But as long as you listen, and yeah, let us know that you listened. I'd appreciate that.
Jersey.
We're still gonna keep doing this because we talk soccer and we talk shit all the time. But if you guys listen and like it, that'd be awesome too. Thanks again. Look out. We'll probably be back at you next week. We have to because Liverpool plays Man City, and the league might be one after
we
this
have to,
weekend.
right? With no name still, but
yeah, do yourself a favor and catch that match at least. That's Sunday morning at 10:30, right?
help us come up with a
Get
name.
drunk for that. An excuse at least to get drunk early on a Sunday.
10:30.
Yeah. Thanks again, y'all.
Peace.
Deuces.
Chivas all day.
Fuck Chivas.
I'm trying to script turbo chips.